Hi, I'm Marita Palencia.
And I'm Grace Hess. Welcome back to Johnnie Bennie Campus News, CSB-SJU's Campus News Show.
Last week, Bennies and Johnnies flooded Gretzky for the Experience Learning and Community Engagement Office's annual Career Expo. Alumni from the Greater Twin Cities area set up booths and participated in panel discussions to give Bennies and Johnnies career and life advice. Our reporter Maya Christensen was on site. We now go to her Career Expo coverage.
I'm here at the Career Expo in Gretzky Fireside, where students can learn about career possibilities, network with alumni, and create professional relationships.
Experience and Professional Development does an event like today. Career Expo is a career fair, so it's not a job and internship fair like you might think about. It's really an opportunity for students, whether you're a first year or a senior, to come and talk to alumni, to hear about how did you get to where you are, what major did you pursue, how is it that you went from St. Ben, St. John's into the professional world that you are today. So today is about connecting with alums, engaging the Bennie Johnnie Network, but it's also about connecting with the 80 plus organizations who are here. We have 200 alums who are on campus today. So whether you are at the fair, whether you went to a career panel, or whether you met with a mentor through the Mentor Matchup program, they're all really great opportunities to start to explore what's out there in terms of career.
So the value and importance of the seminar, it's really important for people that might be a little unsure of what they want to do. And I know I was one of those people. I knew I wanted to write, but I think it's a very valuable thing to just go and ask people that are really good at what they do. So, but some of these people are experts in what they do. And so they have, just the fact that you can pick their brain for an hour is really, really cool. And that's exactly why we do this.
The Career Fair offers a chance for us to step out of our comfort zone. We have a huge opportunity to meet people who are in successful positions that we may want to be in. I thought it was a really good experience for all of us, honestly, to step out and to take our LinkedIn photo first and foremost. It was pretty cool to do that, and also to build our resumes, to build our networking, and to set up our future in any possible way that we can.
I think anybody that's entering this, and any career in general, as long as they're prepared and willing to do everything. For me, sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's taking photos, doing video. There's so many different things to do, and as long as you're willing to do that and you're interested and keen to do that, I think any place would be really lucky to have people.
The biggest thing I took away from the career fair was to have a personal mission statement. So anything I'm doing in life and after graduation, just to stay true to that personal mission statement. I went to a nonprofit talk and also an entrepreneurial talk. So it was great to network with alums, and there's many opportunities it provided for me because now I can reach out to those alums and look for future job opportunities.
Part of what XPD can do is help students with portfolios or resumes, and I think those are really important. Whether you're using that expo today or elsewhere, they really are the opportunity to tell your story, who you are, what value you would add, and why a company should choose you. So it's important for students to have resumes, it's important for them to have portfolios. If you're wondering, okay, where do I start and what do I include, that's something that our office can help with. So Experience in Professional Development encourages, and we want to support students in creating resumes and portfolios. In terms of preparing for the job search, I would say don't wait until senior year. For those of you that are seniors out there, we certainly want to help you get connected. Events like today are important ways for you to learn about opportunities that are out there, but I would say starting with first year students could come in and learn what is it that you're good at, how do your skills translate, taking some of the assessments that we have to offer in XPD. Sophomores as well, getting connected, volunteering, taking part in clubs, learning about internships. We have those opportunities as well for juniors and seniors, for everybody, whether it's resume review, interview preparation. We have those things I think that students think about, but our office also offers programs, internships, service learning, Jackson Fellows, the NPR Gary Eichten Fellowship, a number of things that I think students can do to explore. Get connected to the Bennie Johnnie Network. You can come in and access the Kane files, the Career Alumni Network. We have a ton of resources. We're in the ASB at St. Ben's, in Mary Basement at St. John's. Come in and get connected to our student staff, our professional staff. We'll help you get started with that job search, whether you're a senior or a first-year student. So today's event, it takes a ton of work. I can't take credit for that. I want to recognize our team. So student employees and professional staff in Experience and Professional Development. We couldn't do this without our CSB and SJU Alum Relations Office, as well as the 200 plus alums who are on campus today, not to mention the faculty members who facilitated panels, are part of our planning committee, and required or encouraged their classes to come today. So without all those people, Expo wouldn't happen. We want to thank them on behalf of XPD.
I'm Maya Christensen, reporting from the Career Expo for Johnnie Bennie Campus News.
Thanks, Maya.
Another personal development opportunity for students that took place this weekend was the Student Leadership Summit hosted by the CSB and SJU Senate presidents. Our reporter, Dan Baumert, spoke with both presidents about the summit and its intended impact on campus.
This past Sunday, the St. Ben's and St. John's Senate hosted their second annual Student Leadership Summit in the Quad. This event brought together student leaders from various clubs and organizations on campus. The purpose of the Leadership Summit was to provide student leaders with the resources to improve their leadership skills through networking with each other, a keynote speech, and small group discussions and activities with various guests. St. Ben's Senate President Mary Catherine Steenberg and St. John's Senate President Jack Cummings stressed the importance of having student leaders on campus and the great impact these summit has on our Bennie and Johnnie student leaders.
Student leaders have a huge impact every day on the culture and life of St. Ben's and St. John's, so we wanted to make sure that we are able to develop the potential of our student leaders to the highest and make sure that they're really able to make tangible change on our campuses.
Networking, getting to know one another, and really reaching out, and this event really gives a great opportunity for students to not only listen from the keynote address, but also build relationships with other student club leaders.
We think that on campus a lot of times we tend to socialize a lot with the organizations that we're a part of, but we don't do a lot of cross-organization or cross-club networking and collaboration. So we really wanted this to be an avenue to facilitate that collaboration between different groups and organizations.
To interact with each other, network with one another, and really build relationships.
Alexandria Daggett, treasurer of the Pre-Med Club, shared with me how she benefited from the Student Leadership Summit.
It's important to have someone just giving us reminders of how to be good leaders, because we really truly know we've spent a lot of time developing good leadership, and it's good to have someone reaffirm what we've been doing well and remind us of those things that we could use a little help and use a little improvement on.
Ryan Pinot was the keynote speaker at the Student Leadership Summit.
He's really going to be talking about how to self-motivate and really become the leader that you want to be.
Lindsay Anderson shared with me some of the most important things she learned through the summit.
I think one of the most important things that I learned at this conference was that energy is everything. I think it's something that can escape us a lot, and when we're doing leadership activities, we forget that.
Learning from the breakout speakers and the keynote speaker about leadership and some aspects that go into that will really be beneficial for the student leaders that are coming to the event.
This is Dan Baumert for Johnnie Bennie Campus News.
Thanks, Dan.
Looking ahead to the rest of the week, the Banff Film Festival is taking its annual stop at CSB-SJU tonight, Wednesday, November 15th, and tomorrow, Thursday, November 16th, in the Pellegrin Auditorium at St. John's starting at 7:30. These first-come, first-served tickets are free for students.
On Friday, November 17th, the Peer Resource Program presents this year's Suede Pines Folk Festival featuring Charlie Parr. Before Charlie takes the stage at 9 p.m., there will be Circle of Songs at 7 and student performers at 8. The foot-stomping, music-playing festival is held in Brother Willie's Pub.
To wrap up an eventful week, the 20th Annual Festival of Cultures is this Saturday, November 18th, in the HCC at CSB, starting at 5 p.m. and is open until 8 p.m. This unique event on campus provides the opportunity to celebrate and, more importantly, learn about all cultures and countries represented at CSB-SJU. Enjoy authentic dishes, traditional dances, and the chance to learn more about students' cultures.
Next Monday, November 20th, in Quad 264, Reflection Action Dialogue, also known as RAD, will be held. Our reporter, Anya Wulu, gives us a deeper look at what RAD is.
When the 2016 Guatemala Study Broad Group returned to campus last fall, they felt moved by one of the classes they took to use theater as a means for activism. RAD, or Reflection Action Dialogue, is a local articulation of Theater of the Oppressed. Theater of the Oppressed asks difficult questions and does not provide easy answers.
So it's interactive. We have a set structure that goes with our acronyms. Reflection, thinking about a current problem that we're going to present to our audience, action when we actually do the play, and help our audience interact with us and trying to actively solve those problems, and just dialogue and just talking about and reflecting about the current problems and what are some of the things that the audience members saw in our play that really stood out to them, and we're basically trying to help them find ways to actively be a part of our process and try to solve those problems that we're presenting.
Last year's project, Esperanza's Dream, Where's the Border?, focused on cultural oppression. This year's project is titled Silencing Sally Walker, When Did Her Dream Become Your Dream?, focuses on how microaggressions create a reality where women are objectified.
So last year's RAD, they came down to 2 topics. So the topic we pick is it's a form of oppression that students back at St. Ben St. John's experience. And so they had come down to 2 topics, and this whole idea of sexual assault and sexual harassment was one of their second picks. And so the same thing happened with our group. We had that conversation and we decided to focus on this for once. I think that was super powerful too.
They would come together and collectively answer to those reporters and would say that we are hoping to plant the seeds for tomorrow. And that's kind of like I would like to imagine what we're doing. We're planting the seeds for tomorrow, and when this play that we're planting in the ground, we are creating something and growing something that's going to be hopefully something impactful.
Well, what's really cool with this type of forum theater is that it calls the audience to act. It's super unique. So you're not just sitting separated from the actors. You're a part of the play, you're a part of the story.
RAD's next performance will happen on Monday, November 20th from 4:30 to 6 in Quad 264. Participants will be encouraged to collaborate in attempts to change the outcome of Sally's story. I'm Anya Wulu, reporting to you for Johnnie Bennie Campus News.
Thanks, Anya. We now head to Haley Myron as she covers the SJU football team and CSB volleyball team's postseason play.
Thanks, Grace. The St. John's football team beat Concordia Moorhead 10-3 on Saturday, November 11th, placing them into the first round of the NCAA Division III playoffs. Sophomore Jackson Erdman connected with senior wide receiver Dan Harrington for a touchdown at the beginning of the second half. Junior Zach Barwick kicked a field goal from 32 yards, moving SJU up 10-3. Senior running back Dusty Kruger tied a career high with 26 carries and finished with 93 yards. Defensively, junior safety Max Jackson led SJU with 11 tackles. Junior defensive lineman Nathan Brinker had 2 tackles, and senior defensive lineman Matt Hobby had 1.5 of the Johnnies' 3 sacks. Senior cornerback Leonard Gutierrez had an interception, making it his 3rd of the season, an 8th of his career, and junior cornerback Sam Westby picked off a toss in the end of the 4th quarter, making it his 3rd interception of the season. SJU, 9-1 overall and 7-1 in the MIAC, travels to Illinois this weekend to play North Central, who are 9-1 overall and also 7-1 CCIW. Kickoff begins at noon at the Benedetti Worley Stadium in Naperville, Illinois on November 18th. The College of St. Benedict volleyball team headed into the national tournament with a 19-8 overall record and a 7-game winning streak on Thursday, November 9th. But the winning streak came to a halt as they fell short against UW La Crosse in the first round of the NCAA tournament. The volleyball team won the first set 25-23, but lost the next 3 and ended its season with a 3-1 loss to the Eagles. St. Benedict ends its 2017 season 19-9 overall, with a 2nd place finish in the MIAC regular season and with a MIAC tournament championship title. Senior setter Megan Pekarik ends her final season on a high note. Pekarik earned a spot on the AVCA All-Central Regional team for the 2nd time in her career. She was ranked 26th in Division III with 10.11 assists per set. Pekarik is also 3rd on the team with 254 digs, tied for 4th with 52 blocks, and 6th on the team with 123 kills. SJU basketball begins its 2017-18 season this Friday, November 17th, with a 5 p.m. non-conference game against St. Scholastica at St. Cloud State's Hollenbeck Hall. That's all for this week's Sports Roundup. I'm Haley Myron with Johnnie Bennie Campus News. Back to you, Grace.
Thanks, Haley.
That concludes this week's episode of Johnnie Bennie Campus News. I'm Emerita Palencia.
And I'm Grace Hess. Make sure to check back next week.
Thank you.